Dan Royal for Scholastic Professional Media. I'm here at InFoComm in Orlando. I'm talking to Chuck Westfall, and you're with Canon, and I'm actually using a Canon to shoot this. What about security cameras for districts?
Well, what we have actually is a very good full line of equipment that really can serve the needs of a wide variety of users, including school districts. We have both standard definition and megapixel varieties of our cameras. There are two basic types. One is the pan-tilt zoom type, which we're demonstrating here. That's the type that you're normally going to see set up in an external installation where you need to have a high-power zoom lens to zoom in on a tight object, yet the ability to zoom back and see a large area as well. There's also another type of camera called the fixed network camera, which is basically designed with an ultra-wide angle lens. This is the type of thing where you would normally see the camera installed in, say, for example, a hallway or a foyer where you need to be able to show a large area, but you're within a tight enclosed space. So we have these cameras available in both standard definition and megapixel now. And so depending on the needs of the district, they would be able to pick the camera and cameras that are most appropriate for them.
One of the cameras that we'd like to show you today is the Canon VBC60. This is our standard definition pan-tilt zoom model, and you can see it's a very, very compact camera. It could be mounted either standard or on a wall, or even upside down through a ceiling if you need to, and the image can be adjusted, of course, to fit those different kinds of installations. But what's very interesting about this camera, despite the small size, is the fact that it has a 40 times optical zoom lens, which means that you can have the camera look at, say, for example, an entire parking lot full of cars, but then if something is interesting on a particular vehicle, you can zoom right in with that 40 times zoom and get the license plate number, and in some cases even the VIN number right off of the windshield sticker. So it's a very, very high power camera that really covers a lot of different usage for security purposes.
And Chuck, what are the other two cameras you have there?
Well, we wanted to talk a little bit about the VB-M40, which is the newest model that we have. This is a megapixel security camera, so it has a much higher resolution than the standard definition. And that's very important for when you have situations where you need to be able to look at fine detail in the image. This will have a 1.3 megapixel sensor compared to a 640 by 480 sensor here. So the image size is much larger, yet it has a 20 times optical zoom on it. And these cameras can be either used indoors or outdoors. If you do mount them outdoors, we do suggest that they have the optional external enclosures that are going to protect them from the weather. And then we also have one camera here, which is the VB-M600 series. This is our fixed network type camera, which means that once it's mounted, it's not going to be moving. But it is the megapixel resolution, and one thing that's a little bit different is that it has an ultra-wide angle lens of 101 degree angle of view. So that's perfect for small, tight, enclosed spaces where you need to be able to see quite a lot of the surrounding area. Or if you're in a situation where you are trying to surveil an entire large area, like a warehouse or an auditorium, you'd be able to do that very quickly as well. And the thing that makes this camera even more interesting is the fact that even though it's a fixed position camera, it has an ability to have pan, tilt, rotate, and zoom, so that if the view needs to be changed, you can actually do that from the computer.